It is longer than 3 football fields. It carries its own air force. It can operate independently anywhere on Earth. The world's largest aircraft carrier is not just a warship. It is a floating city, a mobile military base, and a global power symbol, all packed into a steel giant worth more than $13 billion. This ship is the USS Gerald R. Ford CVN-78, the most advanced and expensive aircraft carrier ever constructed. Every inch of this vessel is designed for dominance, endurance, and survival in modern warfare. To understand why it exists and why it costs so much, you have to go inside, a colossal machine like no other. The USS Gerald R. Ford is the largest aircraft carrier ever built, stretching over 1,100 feet, 337 meters, from bow to stern, and displacing more than 100,000 tons. Its flight deck alone covers more than 4.5 acres, making it one of the largest operational platforms on the planet. To put that scale into perspective, the ship is longer than the Eiffel Tower is tall and heavier than most cruise ships. Yet unlike a cruise ship, every inch of space aboard the Ford is engineered for military operations. This carrier is the first of the Ford class, designed to replace the Nimitz-class carriers that have dominated U.S. naval power since the 1970s. While the Nimitz-class changed naval warfare in its time, the Ford class represents a complete technological reset, not a simple upgrade. Why a ship costs $13 billion? The staggering $13 billion price tag is not about luxury. It reflects unprecedented complexity, cutting-edge systems, and long-term strategic planning. Unlike older carriers, the Ford class was designed with future warfare in mind. This includes cyber threats, electronic warfare, autonomous aircraft, hypersonic missiles, and space-based intelligence systems. The ship's design enables it to integrate technologies that may not yet exist. Every system on board, from propulsion to weapons to communications, was redesigned to reduce manpower, increase efficiency, and sustain higher combat tempos. Over its expected 50-year service life, the Navy anticipates that the ship will save billions in operating costs compared to older carriers. In other words, it's not just expensive, it's an investment in dominance. At the heart of the USS Gerald R. Ford are 2 next-generation nuclear reactors. These reactors provide enough power to operate the ship for over 25 years without refueling, a massive improvement over earlier designs. This nuclear power allows the carrier to sail at high speeds indefinitely, generate massive electrical output, support energy-hungry future weapons, remain deployed for months at a time. Unlike conventional ships, the Ford does not depend on fuel for propulsion. Its only logistical limits are food, aviation fuel, and supplies for the crew and aircraft. This makes it one of the most strategically flexible assets in the world. Life inside, a floating city at sea. When fully deployed, more than 4,500 sailors and aircrew live aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford. That's roughly the population of a small town, all operating inside a steel hull in the middle of the ocean. The ship includes sleeping quarters and berthing areas, dining facilities serving over 18,000 meals a day, medical facilities with operating rooms, dental clinics, gyms, chapels, and recreational spaces, training rooms and classrooms. Life aboard is intense. The carrier operates 24 hours a day with rotating shifts and constant activity. For months at a time, the ship becomes the crew's entire world. The flight deck, the most dangerous workplace on Earth. The flight deck is where the USS Gerald R. Ford earns its reputation. Covering more than 4 acres, the flight deck is a controlled chaos of roaring jet engines, spinning rotors, fuel hoses, weapons handling, and split-second timing. Jets can launch every 30 to 45 seconds during peak operations. Crew members wear color-coded uniforms: yellow for aircraft directors, purple for fuel handlers, red for weapons crews, green for maintenance, blue for the general crew. Every movement is choreographed. One mistake can be fatal. Despite the danger, the Ford-class flight deck was redesigned to increase efficiency, reduce congestion, and allow more aircraft to launch and recover simultaneously. Emails, reinventing aircraft launches. One of the most revolutionary systems aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford is the electromagnetic aircraft launch system EMALS. Older carriers used steam-powered catapults, technology dating back decades. EMALS replaces steam with electromagnetic force, allowing aircraft to be launched more smoothly and precisely. This system reduces stress on aircraft frames, supports lighter drones and heavier jets, improves reliability, increases sortie rates. EMALS is essential for operating next-generation aircraft, including unmanned systems that will define future naval aviation. Advanced arresting gear, safer landings. Landing on an aircraft carrier is one of the hardest tasks a pilot can face. Jets slam onto the deck at high speed, relying on arresting wires to stop them within seconds. The Ford class introduces Advanced Arresting Gear (AAG), a digitally controlled system that automatically adjusts based on aircraft weight and speed. This improves safety for pilots, durability of aircraft, compatibility with future designs. Together, EMALS and AAG allow the USS Gerald R. Ford to conduct more launches and recoveries per day than any carrier before it. The Air Wing, a mobile air force. The real power of an aircraft carrier lies in its air wing. The USS Gerald R. Ford can carry over 75 aircraft, including F/A, 18 Super Hornets, F-35C stealth fighters, E-2D Hawkeye surveillance aircraft, EA-18G, Growlers for electronic warfare, helicopters, and reconnaissance drones. This air wing allows the carrier to project power hundreds of miles inland, control airspace, conduct intelligence operations, and support ground forces. In many regions, a single carrier strike group has more air power than an entire nation. Command and control, the brain of the ship. Deep within the ship are highly secure command centers where officers coordinate air operations, naval maneuvers, intelligence analysis, joint operations with allies. These spaces are packed with encrypted communications, real-time satellite feeds, and classified data. In wartime, the USS Gerald R. Ford can serve as a regional command headquarters, directing large-scale military campaigns. This ability to command and control operations across land, sea, air, and space is what truly sets the carrier apart. Defensive systems and escort protection. Despite its size, the carrier is never alone. It is protected by a carrier strike group, including guided missile destroyers, cruisers, submarine support ships. The carrier itself is equipped with missile defense systems, radar and electronic warfare suites, close-in weapons systems. These layers of defense make attacking a carrier extraordinarily difficult, though not impossible, reinforcing why carriers are both powerful and controversial, built for the future of warfare. One reason the USS Gerald R. Ford is so expensive is its future-ready design. The ship includes excess electrical capacity, modular systems for upgrades, space for directed energy weapons, enhanced cyber defenses. This ensures the carrier can adapt to evolving threats without being rebuilt from scratch. It's not just a weapon, it's a platform for decades of innovation, power, politics, and global influence. Aircraft carriers are not just military tools, they are political statements. When the USS Gerald R. Ford enters a region, allies feel reassured, rivals take notice, diplomacy gains leverage. Often, the mere presence of a carrier prevents conflict without a single shot being fired. That silent influence is what truly justifies its cost. The USS Gerald R. Ford is not just the world's largest aircraft carrier. It is a floating city, a mobile airbase, and a symbol of modern power. At $13 billion, it represents one of humanity's most complex engineering achievements and one of its most debated military investments. Whether seen as a deterrent, a necessity, or a vulnerability, one thing is certain: no other ship on Earth projects power quite like it. Watch the full video to explore rare onboard footage, hidden systems, and why this $13 billion giant may define the future of warfare.